Hello everyone, I'm PinkGeeRough and today I am here with a gameplay edit of Pinkify Game Studio, played at the highest difficulty. I chose the name Pinkify Game Studios and created a logo from an image of my Temtem Tamer. I picked the RPG genre as my primary focus, and I started as a solo dev in 1976, which is the standard, to work on the first dragon-themed RPG under the title of the Pink Dragon. Yes, you will hear the word pink a lot in this video. It's called branding. During the design of the game, I get to move the sliders on what the dev focus should be. After the development of the game is complete, the dev creates the post-mortem report and I wait for the game reviews. Unfortunately, the Pink Dragon is a big flop without even reaching a 40% score and practically no sales. Luckily, with the post-mortem, we help identify some indicators for future RPG games so we don't repeat the same mistakes. After a few trash games, I mean literally trash, we released a military RPG called Breach, and the reviews scored at 72%. Although it's not a wild moneymaker, we started getting some decent sales and we got our first few fans. My goal is to obtain more fans to increase the success of future games. So a good way to obtain this is by putting the game on a 95% discount, which I do after a few months, and that allows more players to get the game and follow my studio for future developments. While the cash flow is not as miserable, I take the opportunity to assign the solo dev to create the first game engine called Pinkify 1.0.0. The game engine allows us to develop games with more features that utilize better the console's capabilities. Not only that, by setting the engine as proprietary, other studios are able to use it to develop their own games, which earns us money from royalties. This is a key source of income when playing at the CEO difficulty, because you saw our games, they're flopping. After releasing the 6th game, I was able to unlock new genres. As a new feature in the most recent Pinkify Game Studio update, us players can now develop cross-genre games. This allows us to dabble in new genres without going in absolutely blind about what makes games good. My first cross-genre game is Luigi's Mansion, a ghost-themed hack-and-slash RPG game. Yes, it's inspired by Luigi's Mansion, but please don't tell Nintendo that or I might be sued. Although we have some RPG genre tips, our lack of knowledge in the hack-and-slash genre hurts us and our reviews hover just below the 60% score. By the year 1983, our cash flow actually stands at 400k despite not making any great games. This shows how game engines are real lifesavers. By now, more consoles are launched. However, many of the consoles require specific agreement to be used. Our plan to contact Nintendo is unfruitful as they reject all our offers. Instead, we contact Amsterdam and negotiate a 96-month exclusivity deal, as they have a promising console called CPC. Shortly after the deal, we develop our first exclusive game, and while doing so we break over 500k. This is a great milestone because we unlock the ability to rent and purchase new offices as well as hire new developers. As soon as this is reached, we rent a cheap but large enough space to hold 7 employees. With the new computers, we hire an accountant to reduce tax costs on our game earnings and hire 2 new developers to help us with the game development. Just as a fun treat, I take the opportunity to do a small minigame and spy on competitors. This helps me unlock a new genre, government. Despite unlocking a new genre, we go back to the RPG genre and create a spy-themed game called Triple Agent. By going back to a single genre, I was able to create a 75% rating game because we knew a lot of tips for making RPG games. By the time that we've launched the following game, Triple Agent starts to make profit. The Pinkify Game Studios take this opportunity to create a new game engine, since the old one is a little too old and too costly to update. During this time, we continue to use our strategy of putting the game Triple Agent on 95% discounts to gather more fans. This is crucial for our next hack-and-slash RPG game called The Ghost Whisperer. Upon launch, The Ghost Whisperer obtains reviews of 85%, our best game yet, and soon after launch, an employee informs us of a hacking attempt. This opens up another minigame for us to block the piracy attempt and give the game its best shot. Due to the high ratings, I spent some money on marketing campaigns to make sure that the game succeeds. By the second week of launch, the Ghost Whisperer gathered over 100k profits and more than 100 fans. The next game, Poseidon's Gates, obtains a score just below 80%, and it's profitable within the second week of release as well. This profitable era allows our developers to focus on updating our second Pinkify game engine to include even more features. By the time we update the game engine, we unlock the ability to release game updates. Immediately, we release a free game update for the Ghost Whisperer and another paid DLC called Siren Song for Poseidon's Gates. The DLC is rated at 81% and profits us over 20k shortly after release, proving to be a smart investment. Our next game, Engine City, gathers decent reviews but fails to produce any sales. Although slightly worrying, CEO PinkGeeRough disregards this as a one-time fluke and proceeds with developing a new game, Skull Island. This pirate hack-and-slash RPG, aimed at mature audiences, rates good reviews of 82%. Despite this high score, after a first few weeks, we only sell a few thousand copies, and the game fails to profit. It dawns on me that the 8-year exclusivity deal with Amsterdam has run its course, and it's harming the future of our company because the games are not selling. With 2 years left in the deal, my studio has no option to port games or take contracts for other consoles. A tough decision is made, and I fire half the staff and take on a mortgage, while the remaining staff work on new games for CPC. The team's morale does not die out though. Our latest dragon-themed RPG, Then Master, obtains reviews of 89%. After 6 months of release, the exclusivity deal with Amsterdam expires, and our team quickly decides it is time to port the game into new consoles. Due to several consoles requiring exclusivity deals, we get a deal of just 2 years with Watagi. With more ports and releases, our cash flow recovers a little. At this opportune time, we hire more employees to fill back our 7-employee studio, with new features being unlocked. Our developers can now produce remasters. The team wastes no time and starts working on a remaster for our best-selling game, The Ghost Whisperer. As a remaster, we select which features from our game engine we will include in this version. Since our game engine has drastically improved, the remaster is looking very promising. Unfortunately, as soon as we release The Ghost Whisperer, the studio goes bankrupt before the first week of sales. From the high score page, we see that The Ghost Whisperer Remaster scored 90% with reviewers and could have been our saving grace. So think how much 1 week can make or break the game. Despite eventually losing, this run has taught me a lot about the game. Most importantly, to never take 8-year exclusivity deals. I have been having great fun getting back into City Game Studio, which holds up as a great game to its competitors like Game Dev Tycoon. I will return with more City Game Studio runs, so make sure to subscribe to eventually watch me succeed. In the comments below, let me know what would you have done differently if you were the CEO of Pinkify Game Studios. I thank you for watching, bye bye!